because they didn't have emails back then. But they have emails, so he like, my baby, I got an email just the other day. Did you know he was thinking that hard of you? You can tell, see? And you haven't stopped smiling since. So what?
You don't know why I'm smiling.
I can't hear you. Come here for a minute.
You don't know why I'm smiling.
So what?
I could be smiling for any reason.
But you were not smiling while she was gone. I know that much.
What was my face like?
What?
What was my face doing?
Like your baby would come home. Everybody have a good 4th of July? Yeah, nice. Amazing. Anybody get mugged? Anybody get shot? Robbed? Well, y'all didn't have a good. What? Y'all didn't have a good 4th then. You were away from LA? Oh, it was? Good morning. Welcome to Fellowship. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Thank you all so much for being here. Happy 4th of July still. It's not over yet. It'll be over tomorrow. Happy 4th of July. Welcome back. And good morning, everybody, here again. How are y'all? Everybody fired up?
Yeah.
No? Okay. Amazing. Before I get rolling, any question? Anybody had a life this week?
I have a question.
Yes, sir. Somebody alive.
I was wondering, is it possible for the devil to attack you with health issues by any chance?
With health issues?
Yeah, like health issues, by giving you health issues.
Well, I know for sure we have anger, absolutely.
That's what causes it, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, health can be caused by other things too, but we have anger. Every fiber in your body is attacked by evil.
Okay.
The blood vessel, everything.
That's what it feels like when you're angry, huh?
Yeah,
That makes
absolutely.
sense. Okay.
Right on.
Interesting. All right.
Nice.
And then
Did-
I had something to say, but it literally just slipped my mind. My bad. Go ahead.
Okay. Do you know what the biblical question is this week?
Yes, I do.
And what is it?
It's why do you attack back when somebody attacks you?
And you say?
Because of my ego, I haven't fully let the devil out yet.
And
So-
why not?
Because I'm still working on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And how are you working on it?
By watching myself, doing the silent prayer every morning, every night, and mainly just being present. That's all it really
Okay.
takes, honestly.
Yeah.
Because when you drift off in the past or the future, that's where all the problems occur. You
Absolutely.
Know? But once that happens, just like you suggest, like if I'm going crazy, then I'll do the silent prayer to help me out and stuff. So
Right on.
Yeah.
We'll stay with it.
I will.
I'm concerned. Well, I'm not concerned because I really don't care, but just for conversation reasons. I'm concerned that most people are not going to make it. When I say I am concerned, I'm just saying that. I'm really not concerned. Do you understand that? And the reason is because this road that you have to travel is a difficult road to travel. It is not easy. And the further you go down the road, especially since you have to travel alone, you can't take anyone with you. In traveling this path, you can't even want for someone else to travel it. You can't even want for somebody else to work on themselves. You can't want for anything, right? And so this road that you have to travel, and it's major. It's not an easy road for most people to stay on. Some people, they hear the good news that you gotta forgive your mama, forgive your daddy, forgive, and they'll say, oh, okay, I'll do that. I'm scared, but I'll do it. And then they'll get on it, and then after a while, they become distracted either by other people who don't like the road, or they may run into a woman, or the woman might run into a man, and they feel satisfied again, and they get off the path. They feel happy now. And then there are some who get on the path, and they learn it intellectually. They can quote everything I say or whatever the truth that they hear, and they quote it, but in reality, they don't really get better. When they're alone, they're lonely again, they're afraid again, they're sad again, they whatever. And so they'll get off the path. But then there are those who get on it, and they are really, really, really ready for the truth. It doesn't matter what it takes, they have a made up mind. Because with the truth, you only get a little bit at a time. It's not like the truth overwhelms you, like, bow, you're free, right? And you get a little bit, and you get on the path, and because you've gotten a little bit of truth, and you can see a little light in your life, you'll just stay on it no matter what. And those are the people that are going to make it. Most people, if you have to reach out to someone and go along with you, you're not going to make it. If you have to reach out for something, you're not going to make it. If you are not really ready to stay conscious, you're not going to make it. Most people are not going to make it. I know so many people I've counseled with and met who have gotten on this path and something took them off. And then they say, oh, this is too hard. How long is this going to last? This is too painful. And they don't want the pain. They want instant gratification. It's not going to happen like that. It could happen like that if we weren't so deep in hell. But most people, so we all so deep in hell that it's not going to work that way for most people. Isn't that amazing? It's not going to work. And especially knowing that the intellect can get in the way, and the devil tell you, oh, you know the truth, you heard the truth, you got it, you can quote it. Now go out and quote it to everybody. And you go out all puffed up, and you quote the truth. Stop hating your mama, stop hating your daddy, do the silent prayer, and then you go home at night and you're lonely. Or you go home at night and you get drunk. Or you smoke pot because you don't have it. It just feels good. It's like the Bible. You learn the Bible, you become a Bible thumper. Now you have a ministry on the sidewalk outside, downtown, where all the crowd can come by, and you yell at them, you need to be saved. And it feels good to yell at people, oh, you need to be saved. Jesus is Lord. You need to be born again. Come and get saved. That's what you do with this truth too. You learn it, and now you think you're a teacher. And then you go and teach it to somebody, and they're like, oh, that's good, that's interesting. And you feel so good, and then you go home and cry. Oh, you go home and beat your wife up. Or your husband, you beat your husband. Nowadays your husband gets beat up. Or your children. And then you wonder, well, I don't really have it. But it just felt good to tell somebody about it. They felt good, so you felt good. Most people are not going to make it. Isn't that amazing? Now, anyone that wants it can make it. But you really got to have a made up mind. You got to have a really made up mind. You can't take your wife, your children, you got to leave your kids behind. And you think your kids are that important. You can't take your dog, poor Hassan. You know he ain't going if he can't take the dog. But if you really sincere and you want it, you can have it. Anyone that opened themselves up to the truth can have the truth. You can have it. It's not enough to just say it. Oh, I'm not my body. Oh, okay. You got to see it. You really have to see it. You have to see, I was having lunch with a good friend the other day, and on my way over to go to the luncheon, I see these people running around, playing in the park, families everywhere. And then I get to the location, and I see these people, they look all happy. And I realize, wow, I'm looking at these people, but I don't see them. Like I'm looking at your body, but I don't see you. Well, now I can see a little bit. But that's what made me think about that. We don't really see one another because we don't see ourselves. When you see yourself, you're going to see others. And you would never judge. You would never be angry. You would never have a personal opinion, not even a thought by those people, because you'll be able to see yourself. We're not our body. We're not our body. We're not our thoughts. We're not our thoughts. Even God said, your thoughts, paraphrasing, your thoughts are not my thoughts. My thoughts are not your thoughts at all. Not one of your thoughts is of God. The one that makes you cry out to Jesus, Lord, save me. That's not God. That thought to cry out to Jesus was from hell. Your thoughts, your ways, nothing belong to him at all. And you're not going to see that until you're ready to die. You're not your thoughts. You're not your emotions. None of your emotions are real or of you. In God, there is no more crying. You don't cry when you're with the Father. There's nothing to cry about. You don't get angry. There's no sadness. There's no loneliness. Can you imagine living life like that on earth? No sadness, no loneliness, no more tears, nothing. They're not of God. You're not your tears. You're not your sadness. You're not your suicidal thoughts. You're not your past. Whatever you've done in the past is not you. You're not your experiences in life, zero. You're none of that. But if you ask people, who are you? I am, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, I'm a this, I'm a mother. Women take pride in saying they're a mother. Oh, okay, you're a mother. Why your kids hate you? And they say so much pride in saying that they're a mother. You're none of those things. I want to ask this young lady, if you didn't have your thoughts, if you didn't have your past experiences, who would you be? Yeah, speak right into the mic and loud.
Who would I be
Yes.
if I didn't have my thoughts and my
If you
experiences?
didn't have your thoughts, your past experiences,
Ooh.
who would you be?
A completely different person.
I'm sorry?
A completely different person, I guess.
And who is that?
I don't know. But I know that that's something that holds me back is like my insecurities
Yeah.
and my past. And that's like something that I'm working on because we've been like watching you. So I've been like trying to take in things that you say. And that's something that I have a hard time with because I feel like most of the time I let thoughts pass me. But when something triggers like an insecurity of mine, it spirals me. And then it's hard for me to get back to like, oh, these are just let them pass.
Right.
Because it's bringing up my past insecurities and past things that I've done. And it just makes my mind start spiraling. Like I can't really get past it. And I just have to go through it, I guess.
Yes.
But it's hard because I start feeling all these emotions that I know from listening to you that I shouldn't be feeling because they're not me.
Right.
But it's hard. It's hard to let go of those things because when something triggers me, when I see something outside or I'm trying to forgive my parents at the moment, I feel like I've done better with my dad, but with my mom, it's pretty hard. She still lives in my house, so
Your mother live in your house?
yeah,
Why don't you throw her out?
that's what we're going through right now.
But open the window. It
And
doesn't take that long.
yeah,
But go ahead. Why don't you put her out?
well,
Are you
that's
married?
Yeah, and I have children.
Why don't you make your husband put her out?
That's what's
I don't
happening at
mean-
the
Are you
moment.
her husband? I don't mean make him put her out, but make him.
So that's what's happening right now. Yeah.
Why don't you have your husband put him out? Put her
That's currently what's in the process of happening. But like last night, I was really distraught and I was crying and stuff because even though I have a past with my mom, it's hard for me to, my mom's not a very mature person. I guess you'll say in her own way, I guess she is, but the way I see her, she's not. So it's hard for me to do the things that she did to me to turn around and do it back to her because I'm trying to be a better person. So by me throwing her out, I feel like it's bringing back old insecurities that I have of when she used to throw me out. And I don't want to do that to her because she's my mother and I feel like I should respect her. So it's just hard.
And when you tell your husband this, what you just said, what does he say?
Let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go.
As long as have you forgiven her?
No,
You
it's
have not?
hard.
What's
I
hard
try.
about it?
Because I try, but it's the same thing like with my insecurities and with past things. I feel like I've grown so much into being a young adult and a young woman, and I feel like she hasn't. And then since she lives in my house, it's just like constant things that I see her do every day. So she also, in one of my rooms, she came and she brought my youngest sister. So that's also what's hard about pushing her out, is that
So
I
your
feel
younger
like,
sister live there too?
yeah.
That's what the homeless people do. They
bring
bring
them
all
all.
their junk.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now that's why she's living there. Why don't you just face her? She'll leave on her own then.
So then that's kind of like he's trying to help me to push her out. And when I try to have a civil conversation with her about it, like, this isn't a hotel you can just come in and come out when you please, because she also leaves my little sister home with me. And she does what she
Whoa.
wants. She goes out on the street, and it brings back the insecurities and the past that I have because that's what she always did to me. So it's hard for me to have a civil conversation with her because there's just no change in her.
What's a civil conversation?
She likes to yell, scream, cry, and fight.
No, you said that it's hard for you to have a civil conversation with her. What is that conversation?
Just like a sit-down conversation where we just...
You don't need that. You just need to forgive her. Conversation's over.
Yeah.
How you
Well-
going to have a civil conversation with the devil?
You can't.
So, and you said it's hard to forgive her.
Yeah.
And what's hard about it?
I feel like it's harder because she's in my house and because I see it's how I'm saying she brings up basically past trauma and insecurities that I have in myself because
Right.
I see it every day. Like maybe if she wasn't living with us, I feel like it would, like my father, I have a lot of tumultuous past with my father as well, but he doesn't live with me. And now that I'm older, when I go see him, it's like good advice, good talking. And I have learned to forgive him. And I even see how my mother, when I was a child, made me hate my dad.
Yeah.
And from watching you, it's made me, I have talked to my father and I have forgiven him because it's easier too, because I don't live with him every day, and when we do see each other, it's good times.
So are you your fears?
I think that's what I'm struggling the most with because when
Are you your fears?
I shouldn't be.
Are you the fear that you have facing your mother? Is that you?
Yeah,
You are your fears,
I guess with her I am in that situation.
but you're not. That's evil. It's not you.
Yeah,
How else will you overcome it if you don't face her?
that's like something I'm dealing with. I don't know.
You can't overcome it unless you face it.
Yeah,
So you ask your husband to go with you to face her?
yeah, I can.
And what do you say? Not me.
No, he's by my side if I
He
need him.
is?
Yeah.
So why does he stand with you to tell your mother she got to go?
I don't know.
You don't know? What is it like being married to a man that's over you, the head of you? Do you obey him?
Yes.
What is it like to have a man that you obey that will not throw your mother out, and see how unhappy you are with that?
So he is basically throwing her out right now at the moment. And
Oh,
that's
she's packing right now?
she should be packing right now,
Oh, so
yes.
she'll be gone when we get home?
And that's the thing. She keeps telling us she's going to be gone by the end of the month, but it's been months and she's not gone. And he has to continuously confront her. And how there's no talking to her. She starts crying. She starts making a big deal out of things when it shouldn't be that hard because when she had
But
initially
why
came,
doesn't he say, you know what, I don't care about all that, you got to go. Take your tears and go.
that's what's happening right now. He's basically like finally really put his foot down and told her, you had to go. Another thing that makes it a little bit hard is because it is my little sister, and I feel like
That's
he
not his
doesn't want to
child.
throw her out.
She got to go too.
Yeah, it's my mom's responsibility to take care of her, not
Does
ours.
she have a father, your little sister?
No, not
She
really.
doesn't have a father?
She has a father, but he's not a good person.
Oh,
So,
but that's not you guys' fault
Yeah.
or problem.
and that's the thing about my mother is she continuously reaches after the same type of man, and that's what brings back also my PTSD with her, because just like how she leaves my little sister with me now, she did that with her father, and now she's found a new man, and she's doing the same thing with this new guy.
But it's not her fault, it's your fault. It's your husband's fault and your fault that you're allowing this to happen. You can't blame your mother for anything that's happening right now. Not to you. You are allowing it to happen. And the reason you're allowing it to happen, you love your misery.
Yeah.
You love her to fight with her. You love not to be able to put her out. You get a thrill from it. When you get mad about it, you go and cry to your husband, you cry to God, but you love it. That's why you didn't put her out. If you
Yeah.
put her out, that part of your misery will be gone, and you don't want the misery to be over.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that? You love complaining about it. I bet we could sit here the whole hour and a half and you'll complain about it.
That's true.
And it will all be her fault and not yours.
That's true.
How will you travel this road if you don't take control?
I won't be able to.
Right.
Yeah.
So why don't you take control? Your mother's controlling you. And she doesn't care you're unhappy in your own home.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that?
I think that's the truth. Yeah.
You're going to have to, why don't you put her out, or why haven't you put the mother out? Are you the husband?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Why haven't you put her mother out, along with the child and the dog?
I'm in the process of facing those actions.
But why have you done it?
It's more about
It's your job to protect your family. Remember God said when a man get married, he take his family far away from her family.
yeah, and that's the thing too.
And his family.
She came into our household.
Oh, she broke in?
In a way, yes. I would say that there was no permission. It was like I had to help her, and be a good person.
What? You had to do what?
To be a good person,
What did you say about that?
I had to help her. Like see someone, I would say they were homeless, so I made room for them.
And so that made you a good person?
No, it just made me put up with her.
Did you say I had to help her to be so you could be a good person?
No, I would say I had to help her for her to see me as a good person.
And why do you want her to see you as a good person? She see you as weak.
That's very true, yeah.
Why do you want her to see you as a good person?
I don't want her to see me as a good person. I would think that my actions would show that I'm a good person, not just for her, but for me.
And why do you need to see you as a good person by your action?
To make me feel better, I would say.
Yeah. What a mess. And so, excuse me, the head of the family, of his wife and children, let the mama in so you can feel like a good person.
Yes,
And that makes sense.
yes.
It does make sense?
No, at the moment it did, but
Oh,
the more I thought of, I couldn't express those feelings at the time, but it's now, like how you're saying, it's time to put my foot down and kick
And
her
when
out.
did you realize you needed to put your feet down?
The moment she came in,
Why do you say, oh, I changed my mind, bye?
it was more of a give her a certain amount of time, and then she'll.
Why do you listen to the devil? The devil told you that.
Yes, the devil told me that.
Why do you listen to him?
I didn't know that at the time that my thoughts were not mine.
Oh, I understand. And so why have you just thrown her out?
We're in the process of doing that now.
What's the process? Open the door and throw her out? What process you've been in process for months.
Yeah, it's very true.
How long, and your mother-in-law know that this is a process, and she ain't going, she gonna be like Joe Biden, and you gonna love me. I'm staying, and you gonna love me. What is it like your wife seeing you being weak with her mother?
It's horrible.
I bet. So why don't you just throw her out, man? You have to protect your family.
That's what I would say. I would tell her that little by little until now she's beginning to realize.
Little by little.
Like the more and more I would.
You're like, mother, oh, I'll tell you the rest tomorrow.
It's kind of how you said. You get
And
the
then-
truth. You get the truth little by little.
Yeah.
And then she's beginning to see the whole truth now. In the
So
beginning,
you're like, mother. And then on Tuesday, you say, you. And then on Wednesday, gotta. And on Thursday, go. She's not getting the truth at all. You know how she's going to get the truth? Is when you throw her out. Without anger, you throw her out. That's the only way she's going to get the truth.
I think it's coming around to that time now.
Is she leaving today?
She brought boxes yesterday.
Hopefully, yeah.
what?
Within this week, within today or
What'd
tomorrow.
you say?
That she brought packing boxes yesterday, so we're assuming that she should be out by the hopefully end of this week.
Assuming. Never assume. Mama ain't going nowhere. Little box is gonna be sitting around for the next month.
Yeah.
See? Why don't you call her today and say, by the time we get home, you need to be gone? Want me to call her?
I don't think you want to call her.
Why not?
She's,
Evil.
in a sense, she
No.
wouldn't.
She is evil. But you gotta, I blame you too, man. You're
Yeah.
the head of your wife.
Yeah, no, it's. I blame myself too.
And you let this woman rule over you in your own home.
No, I felt that as soon as she moved in, there was I would say I wasn't really on your channel at that time, seeing you more. The more and more I started to get your ideas, it solidified in my head that that's where all the evil was coming from, the misery or the
And coming from where?
from her.
No, it's coming from you. It's in you. She's doing her part of being evil too, absolutely. But your evil is coming from you. You being controlled by evil. Try to be nice. Evil got you thinking you're being nice. It got you to say wait. It has you doing all kind of things. It's inside of you. Your evil, your fears is in you. Not her. Her mother has her own inside evil, but you have yours, and it's controlling you.
I allowed it
I'm sorry?
because I allowed it.
Yeah. You accept it, you call it you. Have you forgiven your mother?
No, I haven't had the time to sit down and talk to her about that. But yeah, I'm in.
How much
That's-
time you need?
No, that's the thing too. I haven't. How I told you that I just got turned on to your channel, so it's more.
Did you just start hearing the show yesterday?
No, a couple months already.
How many months you need before you go face your mama?
It shouldn't be. Yeah, it should go.
I urge, do what you want. I recommend you go and forgive your mother so you can get past that mindset you have. You have your mother's mindset. Because once you put your mother out, your wife is going to attack you. Now, meaning that you're going to have to deal with the hell in her.
Yes.
Because she's like her mother, right?
Yes.
And she's working, sounds like she's working on it. And you're not going to be ready, you're going to be like, more hell? And you're not going to be ready until you overcome your mother. What do you think about that?
It sounds very very.
So
True.
you need to, otherwise you're going to be suffering. You got to forgive so God can forgive you and pull you out of this hell, and then he'll get rid of the hell. But you got to forgive your mother. Does your wife obey you?
Yes,
She does? But how is she obeying you and you're afraid of her mother?
that's the only thing that's. I would say the problem or the situation we're trying to fix to overcome.
Oh, okay.
But besides that, I would say I'm the head.
Oh, okay. Amazing. Any question about anything?
No, you broke it down very good.
But now you got to do it. You
Yeah.
got to be a doer.
Yeah.
Really. You got to do evil to overcome it.
Like I said, I got to
You
walk
got-
the path now.
Yeah, you got to. By yourself.
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you cry in front of your wife?
No,
Like, oh, I can't put your mama out.
no.
She won't leave. I'll mess with you. All right. Well, you got to get rid of her, man. You're responsible for your family.
Yes, sir.
And your wife cannot tell you, oh, not today. You have to make that decision. And tell the mother she got to go. All right?
Yes, sir.
Do what you want, but it's not going to end until you take control. Any question about that?
Just like with the forgiveness part of me forgiving her, what if she doesn't respond to that well?
What?
What if she doesn't respond to that well? Just don't matter what
Give
she
her the
says.
finger.
Okay.
That's not your responsibility to make her respond well. It's your responsibility to stop judging her. Forgiveness is stop judging, right? So that you can be free. Leave your mama in her hell. Don't try to change her hell. Leave her in her hell and let her suffer and die. It's not, if she get mad, yell, and scream, that's on her. She's just doing that to control you.
Yeah.
So don't worry about how she acts or what she says.
Okay. Thank you.
All right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, forget about her. It's on you. All right?
Yeah. Thank you.
Amazing. Anyway, so I want to ask this young man here. Yes. If you were not your past experiences, your thoughts, your body, your emotions, your nothing, who will you be?
I mean, to be honest, I don't know who I would be if I wasn't all those things.
Do you want to know who you would be?
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's why I'm on this journey.
And so why don't you drop all those things?
You know?
Why do you hold on to your past experiences, the past or future, your thoughts and emotions? Why do you hold on to them rather than just dropping them?
I mean, I would say that I'm trying to. I mean, that's why I'm doing the silent prayer,
All right.
and I'm trying to like let it go. I'm trying to drop them, but like usually they kind of stir up when it's like I'm in a familiar place. Like, for example, I'm with my parents, having a discussion with them, and then like those things kind of come out again.
Yes.
And that's when I have to just like watch it so that I don't let it, I guess, take over, if that, I guess, makes sense.
You say you watch it so it doesn't take over?
So it doesn't take over, but sometimes, I mean, it does, like, you know. And I can see myself having an argument with something, with somebody, and I'm like, I don't want to do this, but I'm going to keep writing this thing.
What do you mean by I don't want to do this, but I'm going to keep riding it?
So, like, if I'm having an argument with somebody, or let's say, like, for example, I'm just going to say that, like, I'm arguing with my parents for some reason, having a discussion. And it's like, I know that they're not going to understand what I'm saying, and they're not going to understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's like, but why am I still arguing? I literally think to myself, like, what am I doing?
And
But
so
it's
why
like,
do
it
you
just keeps
still
going.
argue with them then?
I mean, I'm trying not to anymore. I'm trying not to.
Why don't you just not argue?
So just like,
It's like in the biblical question, why do you, what's the biblical question?
Why do you attack back?
Oh yeah, why do you attack back when attacked by others?
I mean, just ego, trying to prove a point.
How do you know it's the ego trying to prove a point?
Because if I don't say anything, then it feels like I'm weak, or it feels like I'm losing. And it's like, well, I don't want you to get the upper hand over me, or, you know, something like that.
And so are you your feelings?
No,
And are you your losing or winning?
no.
So why do you go with that?
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to.
I can't hear you.
I don't want to.
So why do you do it then? Bless you.
because I haven't overcome it.
But how will you overcome if you keep feeding it?
So when it comes, I literally just don't do anything. I just sit there and watch it.
If you want to be free from hell, you got to sit there and just watch it, watch what you're feeling and thinking, and they're cursing you out. They call you beta male, mama's boy, and you got to let them just
Yeah.
demolish you, and the real you will appear. Because it's not happening to you. You just think it's happening to you. You think that they are embarrassing you. You think that they are attacking you. You are thinking these things, and you're not your thoughts at all, but you're still believing thoughts, and you're reacting to them.
Yeah, I mean, I do. That's the truth.
Why do you still believe thoughts?
I don't know. It feels like I can't help it. That's,
You
to
can't
be
help what?
honest, to believe them.
So who can't help it?
I don't know.
I'm sorry?
I'm
you
not-
say,
I'm not
"I
really
can't-"
sure.
Isn't it like fun? I'm
Yeah.
having so much fun right now. Truth is fun, really. Who can't help it?
The not me.
I'm sorry?
Who can't help?
You say, I can't
Yeah.
help it. Who is the I that can't help it?
Well, I guess it's not really me.
So why do you say, I can't help it?
I'm going to say it.
Why do you say, it can't help it?
Well, it's interesting because sometimes it's like, I won't even realize that I'm like, all right, Alex, just shut up, Alex. Don't keep this going. And then like I see myself talking, and then there has come times where it's like I'll just kind of kill the conversation. I'm just like, whatever. You know, like if I feel like my ego is being hurt, you know, if that makes sense, I'll kind of kill. I'll realize what I'm doing, and then I'll just stop it.
Meaning what? You're arguing with them and you realize
Yeah.
you shouldn't, and you stop
Yeah, just stop.
right in the middle of it?
Like just kind of like change the subject. I was like, oh, it's fine, whatever.
Well, don't change the subject, but just stop the arguing. Don't you argue back at them and let the ego go crazy. Because the
Yeah.
ego is going to say, oh, look how they're treating you. Listen to what they're saying. But you won't respond at all. You're just observing it. Then it will die. It will die. You'll be free from it. You don't want to change the subject. You want to endure the hell. You got to endure the hell. You got to go through hell before you can get to heaven.
Yeah, I guess I just gotta let it go. I mean, I've been trying to do that, like we were saying, and yeah, that's it. I got nothing else to say.
Do you understand you can't change the subject if you want to be free? Because the subject is going to come back again.
Right.
It just
Yeah,
changes
and that's
for a
literally
moment.
what has happened. Yeah.
Yeah. But if you don't change it, it would never come back again.
So just kill the conversation, like not kill, but just like dodge it. Just just stop talking.
You stop talking.
Yeah, me.
When you find out, when you notice that,
Uh-huh.
because most people don't really pay attention to themselves on the inside, they so outer, they pay attention to everything on the outside, but nothing on the inside, right? And so when you notice that you're arguing with them about anything, anyone really,
Right. Yeah.
and you realize, I'm arguing with these people, and this is painful, just realize to yourself, then you let them go on with their subject, but you be quiet. And the devil gonna say, you look like a fool. You look weak. You look mama's boy. It's gonna be telling you all that because it needs you to react to stay alive. But if you just take it, it's dying and not you. And in order to live, you must die. And God is trying to save you by telling you to shut up and take the pain, take the hell. But Satan's trying to tell you to talk, keep it going so you can keep him alive.
Yeah. I can see that.
You see that?
Yeah.
So you gotta let it happen. let's say, are you married?
No.
Thank God. No, I'm playing. Do you live with your parents?
I'm visiting right now. I'm in town, so I'm staying with my parents.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, good.
Yeah.
How long you gonna be there?
I'm leaving tomorrow.
Oh, have you forgiven your mother
Yeah.
and your father?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So tonight or today, the rest of the day, just watch you.
Mm-hmm.
Watch what the devil's telling you, but do nothing about it. No matter what they say to you, do nothing about it. What?
I'm just already thinking about what they would say. Just start laughing.
They're gonna say, when they find out they can't get a reaction from you, they're gonna say some horrible things to you.
Yeah, and I've already kind of seen that, you know.
Because
so-
the devil in
Right.
them trying to get a reaction from you. This is why we're not supposed to fight back when attacked.
Right, right.
Because you're just fighting with the devil. And God is telling you, hey, be quiet, let this happen. This is what God is trying to save you from. He's trying to save you from hell, but you won't let him because you keep fighting for yourself, working with the devil. He's trying to save you from reacting to your parent. He's trying to save you from loneliness, from sad depression, suicidal thoughts, the need to look for a wife or for women looking for a husband. He's trying to save you from all that, but you won't let him save you.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I mean, it's true. I can definitely see that.
So why don't you let him save you?
I'll let him do it.
Oh, okay.
I got no other choice.
This your first time here?
Yeah, this is my first time.
What's your name?
Alex.
Welcome, Alice. Any question or anything?
Yeah, I do actually. So I've been having a lot of thoughts about, I think I overthink practical ideas, or I think they're practical thoughts. So like I tend to overthink the practical thoughts.
Right.
And then like I kind of go back and forth in my head and I'm like, are those practical thoughts or are those like attacks from like the enemy? Like that's kind of like my biggest issue that I've kind of noticed in my thoughts.
So your question is what?
How do I decipher between to really figure out if these are practical thoughts versus like something that's going to drive me crazy?
That's a really good question. I'm glad you asked. Let me get one of the saints to respond. How do you respond to that question? Let's say you're walking down the road, you had your halo on, all the angels in heaven with you. He could see all the angels. He's like, wow, I see the angels with you. How do I determine the practical thoughts from the non-practical thoughts? And you would say,
do these thoughts lead you closer to God and your ultimate desired destiny that you want to create?
what?
Your destiny that you want to create?
Repeat that, everything you said.
I would ask if these thoughts are bringing me closer to God and my desired destiny.
Oh, you want to send him to hell, huh?
No, closer to God.
You want to stay in heaven by yourself. That ain't gonna help him.
No?
Ain't gonna send him back deep into hell.
Okay. I see where you're going with this, actually. Okay.
Where am I going with it?
That you can't trust the thoughts at all. You just need to.
Right, but he needs to know the practical thoughts from the non-practical thoughts.
Okay, so.
Well, I think that halo you saw when you walked down the road, and all those angels were out of hell. God, he sent you back to hell. Nice try. I'll come back to you. Though.
Okay.
All
Thank
right?
you.
Yes. I saw your hand, right? Yeah. How would you respond?
Just watch them for now, because real practical thoughts can't drive you crazy. And I think when that happens, the real issue is like you don't know which one to pick, like indecisiveness. So just be patient and don't react until you know for sure, because then when it comes from God, you know what to do. You know which one, like which decision is the right one to do, and you'll know without a doubt. But until that happens, just watch them and doubt them.
So don't make a decision. Just like
Wait and see.
Last word about the young lady want to respond. She want to tell you right behind you. Happy 4th.
Hi.
Hi. And so, how can he determine the practical thought versus the non-practical thoughts?
I guess just by watching them, like he said, like I find that that's something that I need to really sit through as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You don't quite know how to determine the difference?
Yeah, I don't want to give an answer because I need to know for myself
Thank
as
you.
well.
I'm glad you're not sending him down there. Right here. Yes. How would you respond to him?
I liked what he said over there, but I think that when a thought comes with an emotion, I know it's something to just watch and let go. Any kind of fear, any kind of anger, any kind of worry, doubt. But when a thought is just simple, go make a sandwich, it's obvious. It's a practical thought.
Did that help?
yeah. I mean, as far as like a sandwich and all. Like, I guess
Are you from Texas?
no, Georgia. I'm in
Oh,
Georgia now.
Georgia, on my mind.
Georgia, I'm on my.
I asked because you had the boots on.
Oh yeah, well, I like boots.
Nice, yeah.
And so it's like I'm talking about like more bigger practical thoughts where I feel like it's like, do I move to Texas? I'm just kidding. Or do I stay local? Like it's like these kind of things that I kind of go back and forth, like bigger decisions. And I think maybe I just think about them too much. But because it's like my mind's telling me, oh, but it's a practical thought, so you have to think about it, right? These are important things that you have to do. So it's like whirling in my head constantly. Or I'll go towards one decision and then something would happen and then immediately it's like, oh, maybe I'm making the wrong decision. So it's like this, it's like kind of drives me crazy
Oh, okay.
a little bit.
All right, 2 other people
am
want to
crazy.
respond, and then I'll put my little 2 cents in. That young lady behind it, and Jesse, you here? Right here. Yes.
I think a practical thought in the context you're giving, well, just the word practical means that you make use of it and then you put it aside. In this case, if it is something that is not happening at that moment, even then, I guess the enemy has a way of getting truth and using it for the wrong reason. So you have to also be careful not to get caught up going.
Speak a little louder. Because you already give me probably African. I can't understand you.
Oh, my accent, okay. So I was saying that a practical thought, like the word implies, means that you make use of it, and then that's its use. That's it. It should end there, right? But I was pointing out the fact that how the thoughts might come into that is because the enemy has a tendency of getting what's normal and useful, what's of God, and using it for the wrong reason. So you need to watch as well if you get caught up worried about it, like the gentleman over there said. So it could be it could be for the purpose of just, okay, make a decision and get over it. But if you find yourself worried about it, then you know that the enemy could also be taking advantage of something simple and turning it into, a mind game, if that makes sense, yeah.
That help? Okay. He said yes. Yes, sir.
I think one of the first things that will be helpful if you thought of your mind as more like a canvas, and so the emotions and everything like that, it puts a whole bunch of stains on the canvas. And so what you want to do is
Speak a little louder for me.
first make sure that you're praying so that you can be aware of any thoughts that are making you feel emotional or disconnecting you from the present. And so once you have that as a basis, then you'll be able to say okay, a practical thought like, should I move? Then you'll be able to see it as a non-emotional decision as opposed to allowing the enemy to bring in doubt, worry, fear, any internal pain, anxiety. All those things are not practical. And so it's very easy for the enemy to turn something like a decision of whether I'm going to go and eat at this restaurant or that into an emotional decision that gets you all bunged up. But if you start watching yourself and praying, you'll be able to see and make sure that the emotions are not involved in the decision making.
Last word.
Well, thanks. I've been listening to you for now like 2 weeks, maybe a month, and I feel like I've heard your message about the battle of good and evil going on over you, and I feel like
Speaking to the mic and a little louder.
I feel like thoughts are maybe placed unconsciously in your head from good or evil, and it's really hard to decipher when you're not emotionally stable. So I feel like making the best decisions is trying to be as non-emotional as possible, like the gentleman said. But you know, I tell my girls, either you win or you learn. You don't ever lose if you have the right state of mind. I just try to keep a quiet heart when I make big decisions, or but like I said, that's why I'm trying to really control my emotions and shed the anger. And
have you forgiven your mother?
That's what I'm trying to go through right now. I'm visiting her now, and I'm from Oregon, and I'm here out visiting her for the 4th for this weekend. We had a little memorial service for my father. But no, I haven't, because I don't want to. I didn't want to hurt her during this time that my father has passed this last year, and so
He passed last year?
My father
he passed last year?
Last year, yeah.
He been dead for a year?
Yes.
And you still don't want to hurt her?
Well,
what the?
I know, man. I'm
going
telling
to come
you.
back to you with that.
I'm
All right?
telling-
Hold that for a minute, because I want to finish up with
I'm
this.
probably not the best person to give you advice here.
I'm telling you. No. Go sit next to him. No, I'm playing. Yes, Nick, that's your hair?
Yeah.
The Anchor
Practical
Baby.
thoughts.
This is the Anchor Baby. The Anchor Baby show. If you ever heard it,
Hey.
make sure you tune into it.
Thank you. Yeah, practical thoughts are just stuff you got to do. To add to what people are saying, if you're feeling something about it, having conflict about it, it's not practical. But like, put it like this: what's practical about thinking about a so-called practical thing like I gotta eat or I gotta do something when you don't need? Like someone said, make a sandwich. What's practical about making a sandwich when you're not hungry? What's practical about thinking about should I move out of Texas or not if you're fine? That's kind of the point of trying to make that. It's only practical if you really got to do it. The only practical part of that conversation is, okay,
So
I'm not making enough
what's
money.
different-
I'm not making enough money here. I got to go. Or I got to get a different job, or I got to do something. That's practical. Just the question of should I move or not is not. There's nothing practical about that. It has
So
to be
what's
in
the difference
reality.
between a non-practical thought and a practical thought?
One is happening, is real, and the other is you're thinking it's practical because you're talking about physical things. That doesn't make it practical. Just because you're talking about, like, again, what's practical about just simply asking the question, should I move or not? I don't find any practical use to that. Why are you moving?
Okay.
Do you need to, et cetera?
Amazing. And one last person want to respond to me. You started a mess. Two last person. Yes, the difference between a non-practical thought and a practical thought. The reason I'm letting this happen, I get asked this a lot, and I'm a little surprised, but I understand. I do understand. Yes. The difference between a non-practical and a practical thought.
I've heard everybody say what they said, just about. A practical thought is just something that has to be, I need to get up tomorrow morning at 7 so I can make it to work on time. There's no you really don't have to plan too much for it. You really don't have to think too much about it. It's just, it's kind of set and done. Everything else plays in your mind. All the other thoughts are just, they're just go round and round and round in your mind. The thought about, possibly the thought about having to move is, not, I would say it's not a practical thought because it's driving you crazy, you said. You said it when you mentioned it, you said it's something that drives you crazy. So that's kind of how you know it's not a practical thought, because trying to figure out what you're going to eat, or that you need to get up and brush your teeth, that doesn't drive you crazy for the most part. Depends on who you are, maybe. But
I hate brushing my teeth.
well, it doesn't drive you crazy at all then. So I would say if it's playing in your mind that much, it's not practical. And I would say, I think someone earlier said it, if you can't really tell, maybe just sit back and watch, because you said it yourself, it's driving you crazy. So that's something that you need to be watching anyway.
Okay, amazing. Did any of this help at all?
Yes.
And what? Can you have the mic back? And you say yes.
Yes,
And
and
what-
I think because what really made sense is the fact that if you're watching the two conflicting sides and just observing it, like, because I'd like to, get in my head about things and go back and forth, and it does drive me crazy. And if there's no clear answer, then maybe it's not a practical thought, or it's not a practical thought.
Yeah.
Because I have experienced sometimes when it's like, I make a decision about something and it's like, boom, it's like clear, but then it's like these longer decisions or these bigger decisions, sometimes it's like I go back in my head about it and I'm like, maybe this is not even a decision I have to make right now.
Amazing. All right. So nobody else raise your hand about this, all right? This hand and that hand, and nobody else raise your hand. Yes, sir.
It's a really good question. I was kind of thinking about it this week, because when I'm walking around and doing stuff, I'm like, is that practical or is that my head? But long story short, I think practical thoughts are more automatic. You just kind of do them. You don't really think about them. Like when I wake up, I just see some dishes. I just do it. I don't really think, should I do these dishes? I think that's the main difference. When you stop and think about it,
All right.
it's a lie.
And
like
what's
you
a
said.
non-practical thought?
Non-practical thought is like, you want me to give an example, or?
Oh, I missed it. What's a non-practical thought? Did you say that already?
I think the main difference between practical and non-practical is the practicals just kind of happen automatically. You don't really think about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and whenever you think about something, it's not going to be practical.
All right. Yes, sir.
Just listening to everyone, it made me think about every time you end your show, you say 3 things: forgive your mama, do the silent prayer, and what I think is most important is you need to get to know yourself. Because if you do all this stuff but you don't know yourself, you're kind of like lost, like walking in a lost trail. You need to get to know yourself in order for your actions and your words to have meaning to it. Like, yeah.
Okay. Yes, Big Bump. Big Bump, that's Big Bump, y'all. He's the one that's on with hate sometimes and make everybody mad because he put out information about the blacks that we didn't know about. Well, and you say the difference between a practical thought and a non-practical thought.
I say if you have to fight with it in your mind or just fight with it, period, it's not practical. That's basically it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
To add to what's been said, I want you to remember this. I want everybody to remember this. The difference between a practical thought and a non-practical thought, a non-practical thought gives you false illusion about yourself. A non-practical thought gives you false illusion about yourself and tell you that you're afraid, you're lonely, you're sad, you want to be rich, you want to be poor, you want a wife, or you want kids, or you need this, or you need that. It gives you false illusion about who you are. Those are all non-practical thoughts. Anything that gives you a false illusion about you is a non-practical thought. All the thoughts are practical. When they about work, about if a thought comes that you want to move, or should I move to Texas, just let it come and pass, and it'll be made clear if you should or not. All right? Because God will give you practical thought. When He clears your mind, you start operating in your business, in your relationships, in everything with practical thoughts, because you have a clear mind. But so, if you need to make adjustment at work with your company, you see that you need to do it, you start seeing things to do. And once you've done it, you don't need to think about it anymore. It's over. But all those false illusion of you that comes, they play over and over and over again. They try to convince you that it's you. So anything about you is a non-practical thought. Just keep it very simple like that. Because you need your mind to operate on the earth. Your car break down, you know you got to look and find a shop to get you, if you don't know how to repair it yourself. That's a practical thought, right? So is that clear? Yes. Give me, what do I mean? How is that clear to you?
If it gives me an illusion, or like if I see myself in my thoughts about, oh, this is going to do this or that for me, or it's going to make me look like this or like that, or I need to go like this, then that's not a practical thought.
Right. Anything that gives you an illusion about you, if it tells you you're a good guy or you're a bad guy, it's all lies. It's an illusion. Mm-hmm. All right? And everything else is practical. Anything, because we got to function on earth. We were created to function on earth, so we got to deal with people. We got to get a job. We got to buy a house. Or, you don't have to buy a house, but you know, you need food on your table, blah, blah, blah. But if it tells you you don't have enough money, or you find out that somebody else is rich, let's say you find out your friend there is rich, and then you're like, oh my God, I got to be rich, or I got to run out and do this. It's all lies. All right, that's not practical. Anything, all right, is that clear? Yeah. Anything that tells you you're something that you're not, give a false illusion. All right?
Thank you.
Okay. Right here. Man, time going.
That was very good.
Time? Okay, I'll come to you. Let me deal with, you say what now?
So like living up to the Joneses, to cap off what you're thinking, is that kind of like avoid that? That's a non-practical. Trying to live up to the
don't compare or try to live up to anyone.
Right. I like that. That's very good.
That's one of the greatest sins you could do, is to compare yourself to someone else.
Right. Very good.
Or try to live up to someone else's standards. You live your life.
Yes.
If you only have a glass of water and some cornbread on the table, be as though you have $1 million.
Yeah.
Be grateful.
Very good. I like that.
You look over the next day and they have a big old cake on the table, collard green, candy yams, but you only have cornbread and water. Be happy for your water. Don't wish you had what they had.
Very good.
That's a false illusion.
Yeah, I find myself, scrolling on the internet thinking, oh, I need to get this, and getting into this materialism, and those are non-practical ideas, and 100%. It makes great sense. Yeah.
Absolutely 100%. Because you end up buying all this stuff and you won't use it. Now you're in debt. You wish you had not done it. So stop that immediately.
Very smart. I like that.
You'll be surprised what you can do without and how much money you can save. Yeah. Because it's all ego. It's not of God.
Very, very good.
That makes sense?
Yes, sir.
Let me ask this. So you've been listening for 2 weeks.
Yes, 2 weeks solidly. I've finally got you in my algorithm. I don't know why, because I feel like we're on the same page as far as conservatism thoughts, and I finally get you, and I noticed that you've been making podcasts for 5-6 years, and so I'm trying to catch up.
And why haven't you forgiven your mother? I want to hear you say this again.
Sir, I tell you, it's I'm mama's boy. You know, I was raised single. Statistics, single parent.
There's so many mama's boys around.
I'm telling you.
Oh, that's amazing.
And again, I had a stepfather.
Ladies, do not marry a mama's boy.
Yeah.
You're just going to become mama.
Right.
And you're going to make girl babies. Oh, sorry.
Hey, I have 2 girls too.
Oh, see? 2 girls.
Yeah.
No, but go ahead.
Yeah,
Why haven't you forgiven your mother?
I haven't, sir, because I'm trying to pick out the right time. Like I said, my father passed away last year. I felt like he was an alpha, but now looking at more of the character, he was nubbed down. His edge was taken.
Yeah.
And I know I'm a product of that as well. So I'm trying to find the right time and the right words because, like I said, she's a little older, but she's healthy. She's in her 70s, but she's healthy. And
how old is she?
If I'm 43, she's 72. So yeah.
She's real old.
Yeah, she's 72.
She's older than me.
Yeah.
No,
but she's healthy. She's
right.
You know, but mentally, I think maybe not as well. And I don't want to, you know, tip anything to at this time to make things more difficult for her.
Right.
But I know that I'm in a transition period and I need to make an adjustment myself. So
let me
to move
ask,
forward.
why are you lying to yourself right now about forgiving your mother? Do you realize you're lying?
I've seen on your podcast how you break it down and you showcase, you know, men and women lying, and I know it's very simple, but to admit, and I just got to do it. I know I got to do it.
Right, but so why are you letting the devil give you all these lies? Oh, daddy died a year ago. She's frail, not frail, but old. She's this. I got to find the right moment. Why are you listening to the devil? He's lying to you. The right moment is the very moment that you see you resent her. You have this anger. And then the first opportunity, you forgive her. You listen to the devil. And you're afraid of your mama.
Yeah, I'm beta.
Yeah. So do you realize you sit up here just lying? The devil lying to you. You worshiping the devil. What do you think about that?
It's a scary thing. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be.
Speaking to the mic.
It's a scary thing. I don't want to be that vulnerable or that weak or fragile. You know, like everybody else.
You're in your head right now, just telling all lies, illusions, made up from the devil. God said that when you see your heart that's wicked, you need to go and forgive, and He will forgive you. He didn't tell you, oh, wait till 5 years after the funeral, wait until she's strong enough. Or this. He tell you to go and forgive. Your mother issues are her own issues, and you're wasting your time because really you're afraid, and you're making up excuses. How will you overcome if you don't face it?
It's true.
I'm sorry?
It's true. There's no way to overcome.
Question.
There is no way to overcome.
So why don't you put your feet on solid ground, shaking your boots, and face your mother? That's where all your fears started, and that's where you got to overcome it. You got to go back and deal with her.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't put it all because suppose she died, you don't know if she died today, right?
True.
And then Satan tell you, oh, she's dead. How you going to forgive her?
What? How would you start off the conversation, or what key words would you use to?
Well,
you know,
Mama, I'm sorry.
I don't want to point a finger and say you did it all, and then.
So what now?
I mean, because I recognize that she tried the best she could, right? And that's
Right.
an acceptable statement to make, right?
No, I don't want to give you that one yet.
Because I've
'Cause
heard
you
it say on
tiptoe around
podcasts, you know, at least she did what she could
You'll
do.
be like, Mama, I know you did the best you could. And Mama, I understand it.
Right, but I don't want to go going
Mama.
downhill. I want to go uphill.
Go to your mother. I've been resenting you all my life. Once you see why you resent her, you turn me away from my father, whatever, right? And I've been resenting you for it. I'm wrong. I'm sorry. I realize you can't help yourself. Is she black?
Nope.
What is she?
I'm Mexican and Polish. She's on my Mexican side. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow, I feel sorry for you.
I got to bring in my father. You got my biological father. You got to see that man. He's blonde hair, green eyed man. And,
Really?
Yeah.
What a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, but no. He's.
But listen, you got to face your mother.
Yeah.
And you're going to be afraid.
Yeah.
But face the fear. Go in the fear. Go into the fear. And be in the fear, one with the fear, and face her, and God will save you from the fear.
Yes, sir.
That's what salvation is all about. Well, that's what killing the ego nature. You must die from that. But you can't die from it on your own. The Spirit of the Father will kill the ego because it's spiritual.
And by doing that, you get perfect peace. That's the goal, right?
Well, once you forgive her, your heart going to change and you will have perfect peace. And then the ego die, you will have a brand new nature, the nature of God.
Love it. I'll give it a shot.
But you got to stay out of your head and don't have all these excuses. And the man died a year ago.
Yes, sir.
The man dead. What's she carrying on for? It's all drama. It's all a thrill. She wants you to come home, sit around, and think about dead daddy, so you can feel sorry for her. Now you got to buy her a dress.
No, it's the
You
phone
gotta-
calls.
You
too,
got to
know.
take her to the movie.
Right.
Because it's all the thrills, she's controlling you with thrills. Mama can care less dad is dead. Really. But she's using you to make her feel her ego, fulfill her ego. It's a game.
Mm-hmm.
And all the phone calls, tell her stop calling you about that. Okay, Mama dead, he dead, been dead a year, don't call me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Can you say that?
Well, I said, I go. She goes, oh, I'll talk to you tomorrow. I go, Mom, I'm not your girlfriend. You know.
Tell her I'm not your husband.
Not your husband.
Tell her you're not her husband. Because she's trying to make you her husband.
Mm-hmm.
And are you married?
Divorced for 5 years now, and that's been hell. That's been a journey, but I've been trying to shape the body. I feel like, working out has really given me a clarity, and
But it's doing nothing for the spirit, though. Working out on the body is not going to do anything. You got to face the fears spiritually. And how is it a hell, if you can say?
Well, because I've been living in my mind. I gave her the house, I gave her the car, just so I wouldn't uproot the girls. And now I'm living. I have a decent job, but I'm living in a room. I rent a room, but I'm building back.
You have the girls, or she has them?
She has the girls.
Wow. She won't let you see them?
I could see them whenever, but it's I can't live in that town. It's because of the job. So
Yeah.
I got back to Oregon. I'm a 3-hour drive away.
What made you give up your house and everything to her?
Because it was either that or we split everything, and where we're at is a very expensive area to live, and I just thought it would be smart to keep the girls planted, and all I asked her was she could have everything, even the savings. And I said, just give me a chance to get back on my feet. No child support at this time, and so that was the agreement.
And so when you get back on your feet, you have to give her money, some more money?
No,
Oh,
that's the thing. I gave her the house, which was $500,000, and then the cars and our savings.
Whoa.
So that was it.
No.
But it's okay. I'm getting back
yeah.
on my feet. I'm.
What a mess.
I know.
But I understand. Are you doing the silent prayer?
I don't know that.
You don't know about the silent prayer?
I know the Lord's Prayer, right? Our Father who art in heaven. Is that it?
Well, that is the silent prayer, except that you be still so God can bring you out of imagination and change your heart from anger to love so you can forgive your mother, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then He's going to bring you out of the darkness of those thoughts and stuff like that. So start doing the silent prayer.
Yes, sir.
Rebuildingtheman.com/prayer. I recommend you start doing that so you can practice being present.
Okay.
Instead of lost in your head, think about the past or future.
Yes, sir.
All right?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Did your mother get involved with your wife, your ex-wife?
It was a problem. It was a problem.
And why did you let your mama get involved with it?
Beta.
Yeah. What a mess, huh?
I know. And we were living in Hawaii when it was a problem, and she was in California, and it's even that gap was a problem. Like, because I answered the phone, and the wife would look over and get upset. You know.
What a mess.
It's
huh?
wild.
It's a mess being a beta male.
It's a mess being a beta male.
It's interesting in that, just think about this, and then I want to go, I'll let you have another question, I want to go here. God created man in his image so that man can be the ruler of the earth. And everything, the animals and everything, everyone obeyed the man. And the man is beta. Can't rule anything. Not even his dog. Just think about that. What do you think about that, Joel? The man was created, he is like, is to represent God, strength and power and love and leadership and only authority to God and no one else or nothing else. He was created not to have fear and doubt and worry. And look at him. What do you think about that?
No, it's crazy. It was just not enough examples around the world. Everything is ran by the women now, and
because the man
mothers take
gave it
over.
to him. The man like to God, oh no, I don't want this. I'm gonna give it to the woman.
Yeah, it's not enough examples of men, not enough men overcoming, working on themselves. So
Yeah.
that's what you get.
All authority is given to the man. It's in you. We are the brothers of Christ. But yet we act like the sons of Satan. And when you just think about it, wait until you really, really start waking up. It's gonna blow your mind. Like, what was I thinking? What was I doing? God, I just didn't know. You have everything, men and ladies too, when you return to the Father. All right, you can return to the Father, and you don't need no man to return to the Father. It's nice if you have one, but don't think you need one. All right, but just think about this. You're not even yourself. You're not acting like yourself. You're not thinking like yourself. You're not doing nothing like you were created to do. All authority is in you. When you operate, the world rolls smoothly. And for the flat earth, it goes up and down real nice. But for the earthy people, it's going around real sharp. But you won't live it. And he sent his only son that men and women can be free. He brought you back, so you're not even a sinner. Just think about this. You're not even a sinner, but you think you are. And because you think you're a sinner, you act like a sinner, and you keep sinning because you feel guilty when you sin because you were told you were a sinner, and then it goes on and on and on. Anyone that feels guilty about sinning is on an ego trip. That's another ego trip. You love feeling guilty about sinning, so you make yourself feel guilty. I smoked 3 joints today, and I'm so high. I'm supposed to be doing the silent prayer. And I fell asleep, and I didn't do the silent prayer, and now I feel guilty. All ego. That's all it's about, the ego. Oh, I went to a sex party last night, and I sat up. And I didn't want to. And I told myself I wasn't going to do it. Oh, God, I'm a sinner. And you feel, yeah, forgive me. And you feel good about apologizing as though you did it. And that wasn't even you at the party doing it. Isn't that amazing? Just think about that. it wasn't you at the party doing it, but you feel guilty about doing something that wasn't you doing it. Isn't that amazing? But, and the spirit that made you do it is the one that's judging you, and it's judging not you, it's judging a false you. But you feel judged. Now you're guilty. Oh, I'm so guilty. And now you gotta go read the Bible and pray more. And you do some extra silent prayers. And that doesn't help. There is no you. There is no you. There's no you. We in our bodies so that we can function on the earth, we can move about in this body suit. That's all it is a suit. And when you drop this body, all those thoughts and everything go with the body. But you have to decide if you're going to live with the thoughts or live a thoughtless life, no thought life. So when you drop your body, you'll be free of thoughts already and you'll be fine. You don't want to be stuck in them. It's all about thoughts. You're not your thoughts. You're not your feelings. You're not your body. You're not your emotions are not necessary. When you overcome the ego, emotions are going to disappear and you're going to wonder, what was I crying over that one for? Why was I crying about mama? I thought I was in love. Why did I cry over that man or that woman? He was no good anyway. It's all ego, 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 ego. That's all, and we must die in order to live. You got to die from the ego. In order to have life, you got to give up a false life. All right. Anyway, where was I? Yes.
So Jesse, I had a different question. Does the suggester or the devil have frequencies? Because I've been doing the silent prayer and I've forgiven my parents and everything, and I had an amazing 4 weeks. And then last week it was almost as if I was possessed or something, because I kind of got an attack that was extremely, extremely hard for me to, I guess, overcome or just stop. I ate like 4 chocolate ice creams. I've been so so I've been married like 10 times in my mind with like the devil married me like 10 different women, and it's been so difficult to being focused. It's almost as if, and now I'm better. I feel like I have control over it or whatever. But I figured that it'll be more consistent, like the peace would be something that I can manage, because I felt that it'll reduce over time,
right,
at least the attacks. But it seems that out of nowhere something, it just seems, it kind of gives me, maybe the devil gives me like a false sense of peace and just, attacks me, because it's been crazy. The second thing.
So your question is what about that?
Yeah. So.
All about frequency or something like that?
No. I just wanted to know, like, so, because what does one do in a situation where you just can't control it, or you just you're indulging in a behavior where it's you're being more indulgent.
Hold the second question. I want 2 people to respond to the first question.
Okay.
A lesson.
So I just had an extension as well, because now the devil is kind of using you as a crutch as well, because now I kind of use you as security as well, and God forbid if you get possessed, then the rest of us are screwed. So because
where are you from?
So I'm from Canada, but
you sound like a Pakistan person.
No. But originally I'm like.
Y'all search is bad.
No, I mean, I'm like an Indian immigrant. I'm actually going back to Canada right now.
Are you from Canada? The anchor baby is from Canada.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So those are two
okay.
questions.
He wanted to know. He was, at first he was fine, and then this week had a rough time. What is he doing wrong?
I think I've done this myself, where I think I have an expectation for what peace is supposed to look like and when it's supposed to come. And I just think eliminating that expectation of what it's supposed to look like is a big one, because we don't really have control over that stuff anyway. At least I don't. And so just watching it, I have no other words other than that.
Oh, okay.
Really.
Go over to Hake. I should have told you earlier. And Hake is dying to respond to this amazing question.
And what's his question again?
That's why he's dying to respond. He went and forgave. He was on cloud nine. And then things was fine. And then all of a sudden, am I quoting you right? And then all of a sudden, he got all these things going on inside. So he want to know, does Satan have a frequency or something? What is he doing wrong?
I'm not sure what he's doing wrong. I agree with Alexis. I hate to do this because I feel like I'm leaning on her to say it because I agree with Alexis that she.
What did you say? You hate doing this?
I hate saying I agree with the first person who talked.
Why not?
Because you always jump on people who say that.
What? I agree with that. No.
Because he said, "Oh, I was thinking that it was good," and that's like a red flag to be thinking that oh, it's smooth sailing now. Not that he thought that exactly, but it's something kind of like
Right.
that I thought I had it under control, and then life tends to come like in waves. You know, whatever is happening, when it rains, it pours. And I think when he caught himself eating all that ice cream or imagining being married to all these different women.
10 of them.
Yeah.
I think in Canada you allow 10 women at one time, right?
Not yet, but who knows? with all the immigration and all of that, maybe.
I'm telling you. Yes.
I think it's kind of like, had he done like you advised the arguer man, Alex, to catch himself and stop, and then let that inner ego go crazy about the women, about the ice cream, about wanting it, that would have been better. That would have been what he should have done.
Oh, okay.
What he did was indulge in it and feel baffled because he thought that he had it. And I think that's what's going on. That's my best shot.
Victor is your name Victor? I mean Derek. Derek want to respond, and then one other hand and nobody else because of time. Derek is my new producer, and he's black. Can you believe I got a black producer? And he's smart like a white person.
So it sounds like you went unconscious, basically. I went through the same thing. I went and forgave my mother and my father, and my mind kind of went on autopilot. I thought everything was smooth sailing. So my advice to you would just be stay present, stay conscious, because this is a new life, and it's something you're not used to. At least I wasn't used to it, because I would always fall back into thoughts and my emotions, because I was told from a young age that that's normal, but I wasn't free. And being free is something new. So embrace, not embrace, I don't want to say that word,
that's
but
a bad word.
Yeah, it's a bad word. Accept the truth and stay present and let God have his way.
Amazing. He is 100%. You just went unconscious. That's all you did. And when you went unconscious, you started fellowshipping with the devil because you couldn't see. And he started telling you all these things. Then you go eat some ice cream. You just went unconscious. You got to stay conscious. You got to stay present. In the presence of God. Go and forgive. The heart would change. And then the light would change the abnormal nature, the fallen nature, whatever you want to call it, but you got to stay present so the light can do it. That's all you did wrong. You went unconscious.
Because after that, it's been a huge guilt trip, as if I've done something really wrong, or I'm not gonna, get back up, or yeah.
He's lying to you. He is lying to you about him. Those demons are lying to you about themselves. That's not you. There's no reason for you to be feeling guilty because there's no one there to feel guilty. It's all evil spirits driving you. So don't fall for that either. There's no you. All right? But practice staying present. Even when you're going through the thing about the ice cream or about this, be present and endure the pain of that. You got to go all the way through it so you can be free of the hell. But you got to let the hell happen and watch the hell rather than trying to escape the hell, because you ate the ice cream to escape the hell that you were in. But had not you done that and just stayed present with the hell, you would have gone through it. You got to do that. Practice being present. Yeah. And right now, all is well. If you come back to present right now, all that stuff that happened then doesn't even exist anymore. Every day is a brand new day. A new day every moment. You'll be fine. Yeah. That's all you did wrong. Yeah. All right, so don't let Satan tell you you're guilty or anything. Yeah. That make sense?
Yep.
Speaking to the mic for me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Amazing. Did I answer both questions?
Yeah, the second one was regarding my faith in you particularly, right? Because
right, don't trust no one. You don't want to trust anyone. But don't fight, don't say, well, I'm not trusting anyone, and I'm not this. You just know don't trust, but don't try not to trust. Because you got to work with people. You got to work with the world, one another. But just don't put your faith in it. Now that you see that, just seeing it will change it. Don't try to change that. Just seeing it, you want to see. And it will change, the Spirit of the Father will change that too. All right?
Yep.
Okay. Amazing. Right here. You thought I wasn't coming back, right? With the halo. Any question about anything?
Not particularly. I kind of want to pass the mic to my best friend because he has like a situation with his parents that I wanted to help him see, like the teachings that you offer.
Who's your best friend?
Right here.
That's your best friend?
Yeah.
Oh, do you want the mic?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. What's your first name?
My name's Lance.
And what's your situation?
Both my parents are addicted to gambling, and they constantly just like ask me for money, scam me, con me.
Oh, they kind of ask you for money?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And do you give it to them?
Yeah, I haven't learned how to set my boundaries with my parents.
What boundary?
Just like saying no and
How old are you?
37.
You're 37?
Yeah.
And do you live with them?
No, I don't live with them.
And so why don't you just say no?
Oh, yeah, I have recently, but I also want to go back and learn how to forgive them too.
Oh, you haven't done that yet?
No.
Oh, and why not?
This is my first day I've ever heard about you. He brought me here.
So your best friend brought you here, so that meant he knew about it, right?
Yes.
And he never told you need to forgive your parents?
He said that you need to come see Jesse and
But he never told you need to forgive your parents?
Yeah, he told me.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you said he did not tell you.
No. He's told me.
So why have you done it then?
Ego, scared.
What are you afraid
resentment.
of? You see how we all had the same problem?
Yeah.
We all had the same, different colors, different nationalities, but we all got the same spiritual problem.
Yeah.
And we think we're different, and we're not. Isn't that amazing? And so what's your question for me?
Yeah, like, good, like, I'm gonna go and make the progression of forgiving my parents but I want to know, once I do that, do I, like, keep updated with that, or do I have to keep talking to them, or
No.
hold that relationship with
Once
them?
you see that you had that anger
Yeah.
toward them, and realize just as this anger is controlling you,
Yeah.
it's controlling them. They can't help themselves. Their
Yeah.
parents screwed them up too.
Yeah.
And then you go and forgive them, then God will forgive you. Parents, I'm sorry for resenting you.
Yeah.
Mother, father, dad, whatever you call them.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for resenting you, and I'm wrong. I realize you can't help yourself. And then from that point forward, you owe them nothing.
Okay.
Zero. You don't owe them for raising you. You don't owe them because they fed you, had a roof over your head. They were supposed to do that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a deal. You did not sign a note up in heaven while they were making you. I want to be with you guys. Make me, I'm going to take care of you. You don't owe them a thing.
Yep.
All right? And so start doing the silent prayer. Do you know about the prayer?
I don't know about the prayer.
What kind of friend you have? I thought he called you best friend. See how much your best friend love you?
Yeah.
Why haven't you told him about all this?
I just started getting into you, and
I'm
I listened
sorry?
to the silent prayer this morning.
This is your first time too?
First time here, yeah.
No, doing the prayer.
First, no, I've done the prayer before.
Why haven't you told him about it?
That's a great question. I thought that the issue with the forgiveness of his parents was more prevalent, but that's a good point. Yep.
But
Do-
maybe
do the
had you
silent
told
prayer.
him about the prayer, he would see that he had this anger and he would have done it already. Maybe.
True.
But do the silent prayer, rebuildingtheman.com/prayer, and go and face your parents and don't. And then once you're done with them, with the forgiveness part,
Yeah.
just say, by the way, I'm not giving you another dime. Don't call me. Don't ask for it. I'm not doing anything else for you.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you.
You don't owe them anything. And once you get free of that, if you want to help them, not with the gambling period, but if you want to give, you will. If not, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
The only thing we owe our parents is to not resent them. They did the best they could.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, we don't owe them anything. And that's what it means to honor your parents. It means to not resent them. They did the best they could. They couldn't help themselves.
Yep.
That make sense?
Makes sense.
So you got to face them, and then if they act out, they get mad. That's on them. You let them get mad. It's like you watching a movie. They're going off. They're yelling and screaming. I'm your parent. I did this and I did that. Just like you looking at me. Just look at them like they're crazy, because they are. All right, and they'll try to get a reaction from you by telling you what they did for you and you owe them and all that. They're lying to you. They're trying to control you.
Yep.
All right, but don't fall for it. And go live your life.
Yep.
That make sense?
That makes sense.
And so if they call you again for money, just say no.
Yep.
Or you don't even have to answer the phone if you don't want to.
Yeah.
But it'd be best to say no, because you grow in courage if you deal with them, be honest with them.
Oh yeah.
All right?
Yep.
Are you dating?
I'm dating. Yeah.
Stop giving that woman your money. What's wrong with you? Why you?
Oh my God.
Why are you giving her all your money? You might as well be giving it to your mama.
Oh no, for sure.
So why are you doing that?
Oh my God.
I'm sorry?
Because she doesn't gamble. My girlfriend doesn't gamble like my mom. That's hilarious. Oh. You're looking at me like I'm crazy.
You are.
Oh yeah, I am. I know.
Why are you giving her all your money? You might as well give it to your mama. That's your mama anyway.
It's not going to the casino.
But you still giving it to mama.
But if I give my money to my mom, it means that I'm supporting the casino.
But you give it to this woman, you support her ego, and she hates you for giving it to her.
That's true. Yeah.
And you can't love your mama anymore unless you love this woman. You got to love them by correcting them, not being weak with them.
Yeah.
Because she does not respect you for taking care of her.
My mom doesn't?
The girl doesn't.
Oh, yeah.
She hates your weakness.
Mm. That's a good point.
What a mess.
What a mess.
I didn't even have to ask him, was he giving his money away? You know, I didn't ask, are you giving your money away? I asked, why are you giving that woman? Stop it. Stop it, man. You give her no reason at all to want to be with you, except money. And that's not love. She hates you. And when you try to stop giving it to her, she's going to go out and lie on you. She's going to say you abused her. She's going to tell all her friends that you did this and that to her. She's going to try to destroy you. Because all you've done is built her ego by being weak.
This all makes sense. This is perfect.
Did he tell you you should not be giving her your money?
He has not told me that.
Oh.
Where's the friendship?
Wait. I tell him not to give away his money, but he does not listen.
Uh-huh.
He's getting demoted from best friend to second best friend.
I want to encourage you to take control of your life, all right? Stop giving these women your money. You're not supposed to do that. Yep. In the good old days, we didn't do that. I was dating this girl, and she asked me for a quarter to get some bubble gum out of her, for a bubble gum machine, and I dumped her. Because I thought she wanted my money. Honestly, it's not a made-up story. I dumped her. I'm like, she just want my money. That was a no-no growing up. And it should be that way now. Women don't love men that are weak like that. You're supposed to take care of your wife and your family, not your girlfriend. That make sense? Yep. God said take care of your wife. He didn't say take care of your girlfriend. So cut that out. Is she living with you? No. Oh, good. Don't let her move in. Take the key away from her. She has a key to the house? No. Oh, good. Don't spend another dime on her. If you go out to dinner, go to McDonald's or Chile or somebody. Just a nice little simple dinner. All right? Oh, I tell you how you could dump her today. I want you to ask her, are you going to see her today?
I'm not going to see her today.
Next time you see her, and take her out to dinner, and just ask her, if we were to get married, would you obey me? And the moment she stumbles a little bit, you get up and leave. And she'll take Uber home. Because you don't want a woman that's not going to obey you. All right? But for now, work on you, forgive your mother and father, go to them and forgive them. Do the silent prayer so you can come out of your imagination. All right?
That's good, thank you.
Amazing.
Yep.
You appreciate your friend giving you the mic?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. What?
Thank you, Jesse.
You're welcome, man. Amazing. Last word. Yes, sir.
Just to elaborate on that situation,
Yeah.
I know the Asian culture is we're supposed to take care of our parents when they're old, and we're supposed
That's
to.
in every culture.
But for Asians in particular, it seems like they all say, "Yo, when I get old, you need to take care of me. I will raise your grandkids." All
That's
that
the
stuff.
same what the black woman
it's,
does.
It's like an expectation, and you just gotta know it's to feed their ego. It's all a lie.
Yeah.
It's to give them an insurance policy for their future. They don't care about you. They care about what their life is going to be
Yes.
like. So. And I know, like, it's hard to forgive them for it, but you just have to do it. Because then the culture has been based on lies of expectations, and you just realize that's not real expectations. That's not really the truth. It's based on hearsay, or like expectations from other people, not your life.
It looks like all culture, the mothers are doing this in all races, culture. Because the black woman thinks you're supposed to be taking care of her too, the mama. Look at the basketball game. Who's sitting on the front row? The mama. Right? So it seems to be in all culture. Am I right? Yeah. Yeah. Last word and last word. Nobody else.
Just real quick, it's funny because I've never met them before, but I've ate the ice cream before. I've married 10 women and gave my girlfriend all my money before as well.
Yeah.
So the devil works on everybody the same way, you know.
See there? You're not the only mama's boy running around. It amazes me how young men, I don't think the older men do it that much, give their money away to the woman like that. That's a lot of money you're giving away. You could have bought yourself a house, property with horses and cows and everything. Because this woman you're giving your money to don't like you for that. You're just a bank. That's all she doesn't love you. She'll say she does, but she doesn't mean it. Stop it. What? No. I didn't even have to ask him, is he doing that? Just because all the guys I talked to now, they said they're giving their money to the girlfriend. Last word. How are you?
I'm not sure what you want me to say.
How are you doing?
Oh. I'm in the process.
Of what?
Everything you talk about. It's a process for me.
Are you getting better?
Yes.
In what way?
Awareness. Because things are still happening, but the difference is now I'm aware of them.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, I see what this is.
Absolutely.
But
it's the awareness. You want to be not unconscious, you want to be conscious. You want to be aware. Go ahead.
Well, like what he was talking about, those examples he gave, I think, and one of the things he said is like he was overwhelmed by it.
Yeah.
And that's been happening to me where I'm like, wait a second, I thought I was going to be able to handle this. And here I am getting caught up in the same thing, but the only difference is that I realized I was getting caught up, if that makes sense.
It is a step. You should never assume that you made it. Never think for a second that you're over anything, because thinking that you are is the lie. When you're over things, there's no more thinking at all.
Well, no, I mean, there's no danger of that. I just meant like a certain aspect. I thought,
okay.
yeah, I know I'm not there.
It's funny, when you get to know the real you, and you will if you stay on this journey, there's no thinking about you at all. You will know you, your Father know you, but there will be no thinking about you. There will be no thoughts in it, period. And all you do now is think about you. But you won't be, there will be no thinking about you. God's life is a no thinking life. No thinking. His voice is a voiceless voice. It doesn't talk to you. He reveals. All right? Let me just do this. Yes. Okay. Montel, you had, that's my PR. What do you do?
Yeah, PR.
That's a new PR guy. And what's your name?
Monto is, I guess, my name, or Omid.
Is it Monto?
Monto works.
What?
I said Monto works.
So he has like one of those Allahu Abba names. Right. And I forget it. What's your real name?
Omid.
See? Every time I hear the name Omid, I think a belt is around the waist. And he about to pull it. But anyway, you had your hand a while back.
Oh, that was for answering one of the questions that was
okay.
resolved.
You're done with it? Okay. Yes, sir. Last word.
The more I work on myself, the more I realize that I don't know anything about myself. And the chasm just grows more and more. And the more I start to see little things that I do to get thrills, and then you'll think, oh man, I got that one. And then I'll realize that it's another one right behind it.
Yeah.
And it's deep.
Yeah. To add to that in closing, you want to stop thinking. You want to stop thinking. No more thinking. And when it's time to think practical thought, they will come real clear. It'll be made clear. Because God is clear your mind now. And so all practical thoughts come from him too. So he'll show you how to run your business. He'll let you know when to move and everything. It'll be clear. There will be no back and forth about it at all. Even if everybody moving to Texas, and it's never going to tell you, you need to move too. Don't do it. When it's time to move, it'll happen naturally. All right? And you're right, you're going to discover, if you get on this journey and you stay there, I mean stay there, and watch the intellect. The intellect want you to think you have it, and they want you to go out teaching and act like you got it, right? That's the intellect. And that's when we all get the intellectual knowledge, but then we're supposed to let it go. We're not supposed to run with the knowledge. We let it go so that wisdom can come in. And then it's the wisdom that leads your life. A voiceless, free, amazing life. All right? So drop the anger, do the silent prayer, and watch. Watch. But you got to stay present. I'm saying that because I realize what people are not doing, they're not staying present. Let's say that you're a drug addict, right? And you're working on yourself. First of all, stop calling yourself a drug addict because you've identified with it. But if you can't help but take the next hit, watch yourself doing that. Feel the craving for it. Be aware of the thoughts about it and the feeling. And you try not to do it. Try not to do it, but you just got to have it. Watch yourself buying it, rolling it up, if they still roll it, however you smoke it. And taking the hit, be aware of taking the hit on it. But don't call it you. Don't get mad about it. Just watch it. And it will be taken away from you. Because it's all evil. It's not you that's doing it. All right? And you're not ever call yourself another sinner. It's not you. You are free. Excuse me, you are free of sin. It's not you that's sinning. You're neither a sinner nor a saint. This thing working in you, it's doing it. You got something else working in you. This is for the drag queens and everybody. You have somebody else, another spirits working in you, in your body and mind, but not in you. You're up here, but you're living down here because you think it's you. You're living in hell. And it's not you. Don't judge yourself. There's no one there to judge. It's not you. Any question about it not being you, is that clear? How about that's clear for you?
Yeah, very clear.
Oh, okay. Any of the new people, you have any question about it, it's not you? Oh, okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I really like the idea of staying conscious, and is consciousness associated with the Holy Spirit in any way? Is that
absolutely? It's the mind of God, and in consciousness, you're going to be aware of the Spirit working through you, the teacher working through you. You're going to be aware of Christ and God. Paradise, the kingdom of heaven is right here, right? It's in us, and you are responsible for your world. So that's why you got to work on you so you can overcome this dark world and live in the light. You have a teacher, and don't assume that you know who the Holy Spirit is, or God, or Christ, right? And you shall know him. When you know that, stop assuming that you know him.
Got it. Okay.
All right? Amazing.
Very good.
So, happy 4th of July. Do what you want. And you can see, just in this room today, we all have the same problem. Even Christ said we all have the same problem. We must be born again. Everyone born through the woman must be born of the Father. You got to overcome the mother and return to the Father. For males and female, it's that spirit that's in the mother, and it's evil, it's not her. And that's why ladies got to forgive their mothers too, because you got the same spirit that she has, and you just repeat it with your family, with your boyfriend, your husband, right? Women got to do the same thing, and you can't wait for the man because the men are mama boys. They're a mess. All right. So, and these women, they marry these mama boys, and they hate these mama boys. They hate mama boys. So stop it. Do the silent prayer. Forgive your parents. Return to your fathers by forgiving, and you'll be fine. Stay present. Stay present. Stay present. Stay conscious. Stay conscious of the pain. Stay conscious of the fear. Stay conscious of the worry. Stay conscious of the thought that wants you to commit suicide. It's just a thought and it's evil. Just don't go with it, but stay in it and let it pass. All right? I wish you all well. Don't forget to support us. Go to rebuildingaman.com. We got a lot to do. This week, we started Punchy TV. Tell them quickly about that.
Punchy.tv. Check out Punchy.tv to watch all the network shows. Punchy.tv and any of browser on your phone, on your computer, laptop, anywhere you got internet, type in Punchy.tv to watch all the shows.
Isn't that amazing? And that's for if YouTube or somebody get mad at us, we got our own thing. One monkey don't stop no show. Really. So check out Punchy.tv.
That's Punchie.
Yeah, not a Y, Hassan. It's Punchie. That's my nickname. My granddaddy gave it to me. Because when I was a little kid, they be trying to play with me, and I'd be, oh. I didn't want to. And so like, you always punching. Punchy. And they didn't know it had a Y, they thought it was an E. So Punchie.tv. We got a lot. Joe Elder's running that. We got a lot of stuff coming up with that, all right? What else? No meetings this week, right? Yes, Joel?
Well, the Punchy TV thing is separate, so that's the network. We have also Punchy TV, which is a new show that's coming with all the network hosts. And that is a YouTube channel, so you can go to Punchy TV on YouTube or on Instagram, follow, subscribe, and we got a new show coming, so that's another thing.
Okay. I hope you understand that I don't. I didn't do what they tell me. That's right. Well, they tell me to go, I just go. And if they say I did good, I go. But anyway, thank you all. Work on yourself, work on yourself, work on yourself. Husband and wife, your husband is not responsible to change you. Only God can do that. Your wife cannot change you, only God. But I gotta tell you, ain't no way around it. You gotta face your mothers. You gotta forgive your mothers because she recreated you in her image and she couldn't help it. Those busy minds that you have, it's a woman's mind. And it's not even her mind, but it's the mind of the devil. All right? So you gotta forgive. Thank you all. Happy 4th if you're still having it. And I'll see you tomorrow on the show. We open the office back up tomorrow. Blah, blah, blah. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you guys and ladies. Amazing.